Good afternoon and welcome to the daily briefing in St. Clair County, joined by Sam Bierman from the Health Department and Chairman Mark Kern, and I'm glad to see you back today.
Good to have you back.
Sam, go ahead with the numbers.
So today's numbers, we are still keeping on trend. Our hospitalization numbers are a little higher today, but I think if we keep our fingers crossed, we will keep on the trajectory that we want to. So as of today, 7,357 COVID tests have been performed in St. Clair County, with 1,257 positive test results, which is an increase of 27 from yesterday, and that does include both males and females from under the age of 10 up to their 80s. We are at 6,024 negative test results, with 76 test results still pending. And we do have some sad news to announce today. We are adding one additional death, which brings St. Clair County's total to 97. And that was a female in her 70s who did have underlying health conditions. And as always, our condolences go out to her family. For those that have completed the IDPH required 14-day quarantine, we are at 809. And for state totals, 918,273 have been tested, with 121,234 positive test results, which is an increase of 974 from yesterday. And for the state, they are reporting 5,412 deaths, which is an increase of 23 from yesterday. For hospitalization numbers, and these are for hospitals that are in St. Clair County, currently we have 57 patients that are admitted due to COVID-related reasons, and 5 of those patients are on ventilators. For congregate living facilities that are on outbreak status, and that is either 2 or more staff or residents that are either COVID positive or who have COVID-like symptoms, Aperion of Mascoutah has 2 cases and no deaths. Brea of Belleville has 26 cases and 3 deaths. Brea of Cahokia has 8 cases and no deaths. Caritas Family Solutions in Belleville has 11 cases and no deaths. Caseyville Nursing and Rehab has 3 cases and no deaths. Cedarhurst of Shiloh has 11 cases and no deaths. Cedar Ridge of Lebanon has 5 cases and no deaths. Colonnade Senior Living in O'Fallon has 4 cases and no deaths. Four Fountains in Belleville has 104 cases and 23 deaths. Help at Home in Belleville has 2 cases and no deaths. Help at Home in O'Fallon has 5 cases and no deaths. Knollwood Retirement Center in Caseyville has 8 cases and 1 death. Lebanon Care Center in Lebanon has 54 cases and 10 deaths. Memorial Care Center in Belleville has 43 cases and 5 deaths. New Athens Home for the Aged has 41 cases and 3 deaths. St. Paul's Home in Belleville has 40 cases and 11 deaths. Swansea Rehab and Care Center has 14 cases and 2 deaths. And finally, TDL Incorporated in Belleville has 4 cases and no deaths. And now I will turn it over to Chairman Kern for his update.
Thank you, Sam, very much. It's good to have her back today, that's for sure. Makes everything feel all right with the world. Today we'll go to our zip code reports. Remember, if you don't hear your zip code, doesn't mean that you don't have a COVID positive person in your zip code. It just means that that level has not risen above the level of 5 yet. So currently we're reporting 22 out of 38 potential zip codes in the county. The first of those is 62059, remains the same at 7. 62201 is now 17, that's an increase of 1. 62203 remains the same at 43. 62204 remains the same at 45. 62205 is now 47. That's an increase of 1. 62206 is 109. That's an increase of 3. 62207 is now at 76. That's an increase of 3. 62208 is now 78. That's an increase of 1. 62220 remains the same today at 139. 62221 remains the same at 107. 62223 remains the same at 48. 62226 went up by 4 today to 140. 62232 remains the same at 26. 62239 remains the same at 15, and 62243 remains the same at 8. In 62254, we went up by 1 to 35. In 62257, we remain the same at 11. 62258 also remains the same at 17. 62260 remains the same at 7. 62264 remains the same at 39. 62269 goes up by 1 today to 73, and 62285 remains the same at 14. So numbers are looking good. I think we're still meeting the metrics, moving in. We are seeing a little bit of an uptick in the region, not necessarily with our numbers, but with the regional numbers. So we want to make sure that the region stays as solid as we are. Herb?
Well, and that's what we're watching every day. And as we reported the other day, we have 22 zip codes. We haven't added any new ones. Knock on wood that it doesn't. The one thing I did want to point out is first time in a long time the state totals is below 1,000. We were at 974 since yesterday. So those numbers are definitely statewide are going in the right direction. And we still, as Sam said, we had one death to report here in the county, and we just hope that we can come in here and tell you that we got 0 and it stays that way for a long time coming. A couple things I wanted to point out. The First Baptist Church in O'Fallon, Illinois will have a disaster relief distribution on June 5th and 6th. They're going to be distributing bulk hand sanitizers to the churches, schools, daycares, and businesses who need to reopen or remain open. Their director of operations is Angie Kinzinger, and she can be reached at 618-978-6045, and that information is on the screen. She follows our page and asked if we could help get that information out, and we want to do whatever we can to facilitate that. So give her a call at that number, 618-978-6045, and if they can help you, they'll be more than glad to. We gave out 15 agencies PPE equipment today, and we just got a call that we'll have another truckload tomorrow. So the PPEs are coming in, and again, thanks to you and the state representatives and them, the gowns are coming. So that's we gave out some to the hospitals.
We're really lucky. Our state representatives, state senators have really stepped forward during this crisis.
They sure have. And Sam, we gave out some gowns, and I know your PPEs are. You got quite a bit in last week, and
We did. I believe it was a total of 9 pallets that we received in, and we've been pushing it out to a lot of our long-term care facilities that are in need, especially the ones that are in outbreak status. So if there are any other long-term care facilities that have not reached out to us in a while that do need some restock of their PPE, please don't hesitate to call us, and we're happy to fill those requests for you.
well, and one of the questions I saw come in yesterday was the question of calling the long-term health care, and we're still doing that.
Yes,
and so that's
daily.
another way that they can get that message to you if they're needing something. So
Absolutely.
there was one of our followers that just wanted to know if that was being done, and I said yes. So that's good to know that.
We have it broken down into 3 groups, and 3 of our staff members are calling. They each have their own list, and they're calling every day to not only check on the facility themselves, but any new positive test results, negative test results, and if there happen to be any deaths for someone that was associated with their facility. So we're getting that information daily from all of our long-term cares and congregate living facilities.
Well, there you go. We answered that question right from the lady who knows. I tell you, that's always good to know. And we want to thank everybody again, as we do every day, for following these briefings. We're going to continue to do them until we feel comfortable enough that they don't need to be done any further. It's all for Team St. Clair, and that's what we are. Everybody working together to get where we are today. It's with everybody who's taken that extra effort, step up to the plate, and really helped us get those numbers where we want them to continue to go. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon at 3:30, and we'll be back in a few moments with Cindy and Daisy to translate this into our Spanish communities. Have a good rest of the afternoon.